privilege and great prosperity, but especially great happiness now for 29 years and looking forward to the next 29 years. And so as we hear people checking in from Australia and Hawaii and Canada and U.S., and I think we even have some up in the U.K. tonight, we're just really proud to connect this way every Monday night. We've been doing this now for over 26 years, and we've not missed a Monday, and we're, I think, blessed to have the connection with each other, the friendships, the relationships that go along with what we do and who we are. And so I'll just give you a little background on who we are. If you are joining us for the first time tonight, the Juice Plus Company is actually, I guess now, we're right at 47 years old. Started 47 years ago by a young man who still runs it today. It was his baby then, and it's still his baby today, but with a lot of really good help as time went on. Really, the company initiated its entry into the marketplace with a product we're all familiar with today. We were actually the company that initiated the smoke detectors for homes, and obviously that was a great success. Diversifying over the years, we went into the field of environment with water filtration and air filtration, and again, multi-billion-dollar product lines as we stretched out across the world. And I guess, John, it's been 24 years now, 24 years ago, maybe a little longer, that we entered the field of health technology with the Juice Plus product and family of products, and what a find that's been, not only for our own health and well-being, but for the people that we love and those we come across on a daily basis. So a wonderful way to enhance and protect your own health, that of, the people around you, and then again have a business that really in sharing this with others can give you great security. Tonight we're very blessed because we're going to speak to a man who has really seen it all, you might say, as far as Juice Plus is concerned in this company. He was one of the people who was foundational really to our success over all these years. We're going to hear from John Blair tonight. From the Juice Plus Company. He is the Senior Vice President. He is going to be our special speaker. But some things that I think are important for you to know about John is he has really spearheaded the decision for our company to go into the field of nutrition and the choice of Juice Plus as a lead product. He led the development of the manufacturing team that produces the entire Juice Plus line. He helped to develop the early aspects of the marketing plan that is the unique virtual franchise concept that we have today, and now leads the worldwide research effort that underscores the efficacy and credibility of the Juice Plus product. So he has worn a number of hats over the years, but I think it's really important to know that he was really he was instrumental in the product that we have today and who and what our company is and what it's about. So he's going to talk to you about a number of things tonight, but I think we're going to kind of start at the beginning. So, John, I'll turn it over to you, and we'll just share with people what we're about and where we're going.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. It's, as always, great to be with you and all of your team and your guests. I got on 15 minutes early, and there were 111 people already.
Well, we start welcoming about 25 minutes early, and then right there at the end, it just really it's amazing. I think, John, we have at least 800 people now on the line tonight.
Oh,
so
well, it's great to be with everybody tonight, and most of the folks know the Juice Plus story. As you said, we're coming up on our 24th anniversary, and even though we've been in the market that amount of time, and that Juice Plus is one of the most highly respected nutritional products in the dietary supplement world, and certainly the largest selling nutritional product, name brand, in a capsule in the world, there is still so much opportunity because the concept of whole food-based nutrition is still only about 3% of the marketplace. It is by far the fastest growing aspect of food supplementation, but it still has an amazing opportunity in terms of growth and upside, while most of the rest of the products in the industry are pretty flat. One other good sector happens to be meal replacement shakes and protein powders, and we happen to be in that business as well with our wonderful Juice Plus Complete shake mix. So we are perfectly positioned with products that people need, that people want, and that are really suited for the nutritional support needs of today's market.
Well, and it is exciting. I mean, and you and I were just speaking earlier, I just feel so blessed that I happened to be around when this all started, and the level of health that we all experience because of it. But maybe you can just share with people a little bit about, just how the whole thing maybe came about, but also, we're just so well known for our research, and share a little bit about that, and then the research we have today, and any other great news you have that may be coming along.
Well, the truth of the matter is I've been working with Jay and the other Juice Plus partners for almost 30 years now, and the first couple of years was behind the scenes, and came on board 27 years ago to help look for the future direction of the Juice Plus company, because it was pretty clear that their success in the water filtration business was going to make those products ubiquitous. And it's kind of interesting. Once a direct sales product becomes known by everybody, then it's more difficult for us, because when a product is cutting edge, then our reps tell the story to people who don't know the story. And water filtration has become so commonplace today that, we knew we needed a different opportunity. And that's why I mentioned the upside of Juice Plus, because here we are almost 24 years later, and it's still just a fraction of the marketplace. And the reason that Juice Plus is so successful is that essentially the critical fruit and vegetable food group has been displaced by packaged and processed carbs, and it's very difficult for families to eat the wide variety of fruits, vegetables, berries, grapes, and grains that we all need on a daily basis, all those important phytonutrients in today's busy, fast-paced, stressful world. And so Juice Plus was designed to bridge the gap, and it's been doing that for millions of people for all these years with an incredible track record. But the odd thing is, Cheryl, it started with a fascination for juicing. Since all of the former company products had been appliances that were about the size of a juicer and cost about $200, I thought, well, God, this will be our next great product as the baby boomers are turning 50. Health and wellness, longevity is going to be critical. This product really helps. Juicing is a really good concept because it breaks down food and it makes it easy to absorb. And my sons and I, they were teenagers back in those days, and we juiced one summer, and as I like to say, the shopping was fun, and the chopping was fun, and the slopping of everything into the juicer was fun, but the mopping is where the rubber hit the road every night.
The cleanup.
After about a
week. The cleanup was miserable.
The kids were arguing with each other every night as to whose turn it was, and as luck would have it, I met a naturopath who was actually selling juicers at the time, and we discussed what the best products were, and he actually pointed me in the direction of a company that we came very close to buying, but this issue with convenience really got in the way. And this naturopath had the idea for Juice Plus, which I was fascinated with, and I asked him, my gosh, this is such a great idea. Why haven't you done it? And Smokey said, well, everybody tells me it can't be done. And what he meant was it was necessary to, if we were going to juice on a large scale, a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, it was important to dry the juice at low temperature so we didn't damage the nutrients. And I thought, well, somebody's got to be able to figure this out. So I licensed the idea from Smokey, and it was my job back then to find the people and put the team together to figure out how to break the code and get the Juice Plus, what I call slurry, dried at low temperature. And it's interesting that most people know that we were originally thinking of using the powders to mix with crystal clean, clear,
pure water.
filtered water.
We sold water filters.
Right. So, but the first blend was cabbage, kale, parsley, spinach, carrots, tomatoes, beets, and beet tops. And when we mixed that dark green powder into the water, it literally looked like mud. And I remember Jay got the first taste since he's the chairman of the board. Not only did it look like mud, he said, Smokey, if we could add a little mud to this, it might actually improve the taste. So, oh my gosh, it was a devastating moment. But I happen to know the folks at NAI and Mark Ledoux and his family, and so we decided let's eliminate taste from the equation and put these concentrated powders in a capsule. And the only question was, could we get enough of these concentrated powders in the capsules to make a significant impact on health, to really make a difference? And so, Cheryl, that was really the spark, the early seeds of the research, because we wanted to, go into the lab and see what kind of a punch these powders packed. And today we now have 35 independent, peer-reviewed, published papers in some of the most well-respected journals, done it at some of the most highly regarded universities and research centers in the world. It has just been, there is no other product, and never has been, in name brand product that has ever been subjected to this kind of scientific scrutiny and has come through just with flying colors in terms of the wide range of health benefits that are provided. And I know this because for years now I've been on the board of directors of the Council for Responsible Nutrition in Washington, D.C., and I was the chairman in 2013 and 14. And so I know all of the good players in the industry, and they look at what Juice Plus has accomplished as just a remarkable thing. And basically we are setting the standard for the industry of where the industry wants to go, and honestly where the FDA and the FTC would like the industry to go. So we've really set the standard with
and that's really so exciting. It's exciting to be part of it. It's been exciting to be part of it all these years, and all the research was it was product specific. It wasn't a little bit of this and a little bit of that, right? It was on our product.
And it was on the recommended dose of Juice Plus, and many of us who take a little more, we get even more benefits.
Yeah, I take a little more. A lot more. Every time I hear any of the, doctors or yourself or anyone talk about the great things it does for the body, I run in there and just have a little more, but
this is cold and flu season, so, it's not a bad idea to double up a little bit now and then just for some extra antioxidant protection, and because we know that one of the many benefits we get is a strengthening of the immune system and the protection against these bugs. But I think one of the most interesting things, Cheryl, for me has been this industry association and the opportunity to go to so many industry-wide conferences, medical conferences, nutrition conferences, and to hear what the trends are and what's happening. And over the last couple of years, there have been a couple of buzzwords about the future of nutritional research. People talking about the microbiome. And this is the microbiome are all of the organisms within our gut and our body that are essentially hosts that help to digest our food. And it was long thought, we now know that there are 10 times as many microbial cells in our body as there are human cells. Now, by weight, they're not nearly as big, and the accumulative weight would maybe be the size of the brain. But in terms of sheer numbers, the microbiome is incredible. And it was long thought that a healthy immune system made for a healthy microbiome. And now, like many things, as we've gotten deeper into the science, it turns out it might be the other way around. And so people are talking about someday there'll be research on the microbiome and how that affects overall health. Well, it just so happens that Juice Plus is more than a year into this research already at the University of Memphis with both the capsules and Juice Plus Complete to look and see that if the product can impact a healthy microbiome and then in turn impact overall health and healthy biomarkers. So it's very, very exciting, cutting-edge research. So not only do we have a lot, but we're out on the frontier of the cutting edge. And the other big topic, of course, has been the genome and this issue of nutrigenetics. When we were young, when we were kids, Cheryl, you remember everybody thought that your life outcome was pretty much going to be determined by your DNA. And whatever happened to your parents was pretty much likely to happen to you, and that our life outcome was maybe 90% determined by DNA and maybe 10% by lifestyle. And now we know it's just the reverse. And that way we all have these potentialities for lifestyle diseases and chronic diseases. They can be managed and in many cases prevented, mitigated by healthy lifestyle. That doesn't mean that we're going to be able to totally eliminate chronic disease, but we do know that many of the things that ail our common population, our current population, are manageable with healthy lifestyle. And so there is now, people are starting to look into how food can positively impact your genetic code and turn on the healthy switches, the good switches of health, and turn off these potentialities of disease. And we are doing research in Australia, and we are very, very excited. It's actually part of a larger study on a whole host of inflammatory markers, but also information on nutrigenetics at the University of Newcastle in Australia to see if Juice Plus can't positively impact those good switches and turn off the bad switches.
And John, and I guess if I can make a comment right here, I'm sure, they'll find what we've already seen. And I think for myself personally, because, everybody says, well, what do you feel like, is why are you so attached to Juice Plus, or why does it mean so much to you? I probably have one of the most horrific genetic heritage. I mean, as far as my family, they all died young and got sick early in life, and that's a very frightening thing when you when you grow up in a family and people are ill really early on. My mother died in her 50s. My father followed very quickly. And to me, one of the biggest blessings is it took away that fear of those health monsters that when I felt like were nipping at my heels,
Yeah.
And I've had a confidence in my health because of Juice Plus.
Sense of security.
It's a security. I've never missed it a day in the 24 years that we've had it. And truly, it has been such a blessing. And I was telling somebody earlier today on a call that I am healthier in this, I guess you would say, stage of my life, which, is would have to say that I'm a senior. I hate to admit to those things, but I'm proud too, because I'm healthier at this point in my life than I was in my young years.
You look great, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you, John. Anyway, it's really nice to, be able to depend on feeling good every day and not.
Good. Yes, and all these years you have aged so little. I mean, you have really.
Well, I appreciate that, but the fact that I don't have to take any kind of medication, I just swallow Juice Plus every day, and that seems to be the thing. But I really feel like we've been especially blessed, and anybody who does understand the power of it, and that's what I love about the research, is that it's that validation. It's not just me saying it. It's there in reality in black and white from people who, this is what they do all the time is research. So that's exciting. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but tell us more.
Well, the way I like to characterize it is that the body is a wonderful, beautiful mechanism, a gift from God, and it has been designed to protect us and keep us healthy and help us live a long and healthy life. But just like if you had a Ferrari and you put junk in the gas tank, that Ferrari is not going to run well, perhaps not even run at all. And all Juice Plus is really doing is giving the body the fuel that it needs. Our forefathers evolved hunting and gathering and eating the plants that were available on this earth. And we need those plants. This power plant we call a body needs those foods to optimize its fuel. And so essentially the results that we're getting from all of this research is that the body is just getting the fuel to work the way it was designed to work. The body is doing the work in the Juice Plus research. Juice Plus is just giving it the fuel that's missing in the modern diet to work at a more optimal level. It's just that simple.
And I love that because it so well explains why, as I watch my customers, my distributors, and, at this point, a very large organization, you're seeing hundreds and even thousands of people that consume this over this, 24 years. And, it's whatever the body seems to need. I watch people with one difficulty and it gets, they get better and it comes under control. And I watch somebody else with a whole totally different profile and, things get better and things improve. So it would make sense that the body is really what, is magic. It's just having, as you said, the fuel to bring about the results that you're capable of if you have the right input. So It's exciting.
Yes.
So I think there's one other research piece we were going to talk about. And
years ago at CRN, at the Council for Responsible Nutrition, we did an expensive research study on a couple of key nutrients like vitamin C, folic acid, and a few others, which do have some positive research to show some health benefits. And we had an independent company extrapolate all of the results that were available, positive, negative, the net effect of what would happen if the population, the U.S. population, for example, took a series of these vitamins on a daily basis. What kind of impact would it have, not only on the overall health, but financially? And I remember as we were going through this process, sitting back and thinking, oh, my goodness, we're looking at products that have very mixed research. Calcium is one example, and there have been some mixed research projects lately on omega-3s, et cetera. And I thought, wow, what would happen if we subjected Juice Plus to this same kind of analysis. And so Manfred Lamprecht, our Director of Clinical Research in Austria, had a very good friend who, in Padua, Italy, who was a super sophisticated nutritional statistician. And they got together and put together a protocol whereby we are analyzing Juice Plus on the same basis. What would happen to overall health, but actually on a much more comprehensive and extensive basis, because honestly the Juice Plus research is more comprehensive and covers a much wider range of healthy biomarkers, from the immune system to chronic inflammation to DNA to a whole host of cardiovascular factors to the skin, to gums, teeth and gums, so just a wide range of healthy biomarkers. What would happen if everybody in the population took Juice Plus? Not only from a health standpoint, but also from a financial standpoint. Michael Roizen, who is head of the Wellness Institute at the Cleveland Clinic and is responsible for the health of 50,000 employees, they have a fairly simple wellness program that includes a little daily exercise, a little improvement in the diet in terms of fruits and vegetables, supplementation. By the way, Dr. Roizen is a big fan of Juice Plus. And his data, based on what's happened with the people at the Cleveland Clinic, they had smoking cessation as part of the program too, shows that we could balance the budget in our country if people did these simple things and were healthier. One of the problems that Roizen was pointing out is because of obesity, our workers are not as agile and don't have the energy and don't have the fitness that they need in the factories to compete with many of the countries around the world. Our health is actually taking us out of the manufacturing game from a competitive standpoint. And Roizen's point was we could not only improve the economy, we could balance the budget if people got healthier. And so we're overlaying this information at Padua, and also they're collaborating with the University of Colorado at the Anschutz campus in Denver. And I'm very, very excited to see what the economic impact of people taking Juice Plus, the potentiality of Juice Plus, because I know it is substantially greater than what we did at CRN. And my friends aren't going to like it. My friends there aren't going to like it, but I can't wait to see the results.
Well, I'm very excited about this. I've been excited about all the research. I loved when the DNA, came back saying that we could, repair our DNA and that it was anti-aging and that it was going to, all of the various things. But and I love this on the genome and the bionome, this whole thing. But it's very exciting from a business standpoint to realize that, as you say, if we could really prove what a huge difference this would make financially as far as people's health. And I truly believe we can, and that they can, just because of what I see around me with myself, my own distributors, what we've watched over 24 years. We know the level of health that people have when they consume Juice Plus consistently. So
and
just think how exciting that will be. It will be like a wake-up for the world.
It will be like taking the Juice Plus Children's Health Study data to another level, to an economic level. You remember years ago in Memphis, I did that speech at the conference I had a gavel in my hand, and it was called Universal Self-Care. And
yes.
I put some numbers.
Yes.
Well, this is actually taking that to a higher level, and so I'm pretty excited. We're going to show something, I think, really exciting.
Well, it's very exciting because it is one of the biggest problems we face in this country and I think in this world today. But if we look at our own economics here, that it's huge as far as the burden of, what people carry from a tax standpoint, what happens as far as the cost as, people age for medications, and just even if it's just the quality of life that's lost, as, health issues become more and more burdensome. If it can really prove to make that difference from a financial standpoint, it's just, I think, going to be amazing from a business standpoint as well, and that's very, very exciting. And so I'm thrilled that whoever came up with the idea, and it sounds like it was you, as usual. We're very excited about it because, and John, that's something we've always appreciated you for over the years, is your ability to put us in position for cutting edge and in every direction, from the acquisition to the product to, the research that came about. And not all of our research is, some of it has gone on even without your knowledge. Wasn't the National Cancer Association, wasn't there research that was done even without us knowing, because it was just a great product and they wanted to find out about it? Am I right about that?
Yes, and actually the Milan study was preceded by Dr. Fabrizia Belmonte doing a study on her own on smokers without placebo control, because we didn't know about it. And so we followed it up with a larger study later that showed, significant improvement in heavy smokers, not only on their biomarkers and cholesterol, but also on their breathing. And actually Manfred Lamprecht, who's now a global director of clinical research, we first met because he's an athlete himself, and he works with fitness professionals, and he did a bootleg study on cyclists going up hills using Juice Plus for energy and recovery. And I told Manfred then, you could publish it, but we can't count it because it doesn't meet our standard. But if you'll put a proposal together, we'd be happy to. And then he came back, of course, and he was the principal investigator of the Grotz study on the cobras in Austria some years later that showed great results in terms of reduction of oxidative stress and protection against cold and flu during a stressful period of time among the soldiers. So, yeah, we've got a lot more than the 35 we count, but those are all listed on Medline, which is the global database for top-flight science. And if anybody ever comes to you from another company and says, well, we've got some research, just ask them, well, what's the Medline reference? I'll go look it up.
So that's great. So if anybody wants to look at our research, they just go to Medline, Medline.
If you go to our website, the links are there, yes, to Medline.
That's great. That's great because, and of course, the research is very detailed, and the words are rather large, but then, I understand the summaries, which is great. But I'm very excited about, this whole thing in regard to the difference that it makes and could make from a financial standpoint, because there's going to be great interest in doing that, I think, from every direction. But, the greatest result is the fact that you have a vibrant, healthy life, and you want to maintain that and, live that the entire time you're on the earth. And that's what's really exciting, I think, on a personal level for everybody, is that it can be foundational in that regard. Well, any other news for us here as we talk about again, just wanting to compliment you and our company, because in doing all these things, it really solidifies and lays a powerful foundation for the distributor, for ourselves to stand on when we go out into the world and share this with people. And I think that is something to really, not only compliment you on, but appreciate you for, because, I don't know many companies that would have been and continue to be this diligent in creating that kind of support, and as you said, cutting edge. I mean, it seems like as soon as, a topic becomes news, and if we take the bionome, the microbiome as an example, we're already there. And I think that has been, great wisdom on the part of our company, is really staying ahead of the curve, you might say, and it's very exciting because it puts us in a great position. Well, any other news for us here?
Before I let you go, we'll talk about another curve, another development. I've been working on succession planning because, I'm aging too. And the truth of the matter is that Sean Hopkins is the new VP of Product Research and Business Intelligence, and he's got a super staff with Lisa Peppel and Dr. Carlos Maduro and others. And so in an effort to still contribute, it has occurred to me that, as you know, Cheryl, and as all of our top leaders on this call know tonight, nobody succeeds in our business without personal development, without personal growth. And over the years, many outside influences, such as Tony Robbins and Larry Thompson and the Landmark Communication Program and now the Image Program, have helped a lot of people in our business succeed. But one of the concerns that I have is that these organizations have their own culture and have their own style, and there's sort of a void in the Juice Plus business in terms of personal development and leadership development that is totally structured around our culture. And so I talked with the rest of senior management and volunteered last year, as you know, because we talked about it. We first talked about it about this time of year last year.
Right, right.
To take a crack at developing a program for our folks that would be very cost effective, that would be essentially based on the Juice Plus culture, uplifting, inspiring, still with accountability, etc., but consistent with our culture and philosophy, and facilitated by field leaders. And I probably didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time, but I was willing to give it a try because I think it would really help us. It would round out the Juice Plus journey for our reps. It would give them one more thing, a benefit as far as being a rep and as far as their Juice Plus journey, and it would enhance the possibility of people succeeding because so many of us have these subconscious fears and psychological blocks, and we get in our own way in life all the time. And a lot of our successful people, when they start out, never saw themselves as being this successful. They love sharing Juice Plus, and they're enthusiastic about the product, but when it comes to building an organization, a lot of people get stuck. And part of it is getting out of their own way. And so we've been working on this, and I was very fortunate to have Karen Jones join me in this effort. And as most of you know, she's a certified marriage and family therapist and really qualified in this area. But we went a little beyond. We had lots of great suggestions from top field leaders as to people we might collaborate with. And Karen and I vetted a lot of people, and we independently came up with the same person that in a perfect world we would like to collaborate with to help us get this program off the ground. And I'm probably sharing a little too much here, but
we always love hearing things we don't know. And
there's a lot of leaders coming to Memphis in February that are going to learn more about this. that will be involved in the program. But my back of the napkin, looking at the reality that 85% of our representative force are moms on a mission. My back of the napkin criteria was I'd like it to be a woman with a PhD, years of maybe 20 years of clinical experience, a real pro, who has a TED Talk, who has written at least one book, and has been on Oprah. So that was my ideal person. If we could find a person like that, I said, well, we really got something. And we've hit a home run.
Are we going to hear who it is tonight, or do we have to wait till Memphis?
No, I can't do that. But
I thought I was going to get that.
Everybody's going to hear at the conference of course, in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
But the leaders that are coming in February will hear, of course, because they are going to be part of the program and help us to deliver. But the other thing I'm excited about is that, from a format, we'll be using Zoom calls, and, it won't be as expensive to leave the house and go, out of town to a meeting and spend a night. And so, I probably said too much already. KJ's going to kick me tomorrow.
Well, I think, technology certainly has helped us a lot. I'm in love with Zoom calls. I've done 3 today. I just think that, and especially if it's a group like tonight, it would be a little hard to have 800 people on a Zoom call. But, there are some things, and especially, interactive learning is one that Zoom services very well. But I think there's things that have come along with the desire to continue to grow. I mean, that's one of the things I've always appreciated about our company is that we all are working at growing together, and that's from a business standpoint, a physical standpoint, certainly, our health, our financial security, our personal well-being, and I think everybody wants to grow up into, the best of who they are in their lifetime, to reach for the very best of who they are as far as creating and stepping into their skills and their strengths and what their talents are. And I just love that, all those things are really considerations for the distributor base, and not only making a difference in the world of health and nutrition, but in a difference in people's lives as far as their level of happiness, their level of production and satisfaction with themselves and self-image, and all of those things that go into building confidence and just creating, a great life, and, just really living
Cheryl,
at the highest stage of our existence.
Part of the challenge is that it's been somewhat erratic, and it has been somewhat dependent on who your sponsor is or who your upline contact is. So we haven't had a consistent program available to everybody. So the idea here is those other programs will continue, and they're great, but to have another option for folks that is put together through the company with the company's culture in mind, that is there for everybody and affordable. I think I'm just really excited to have that extra arrow in our quiver, that resource to help people succeed, because I know most of the reps we have in our business have the desire to succeed, and there are just, sometimes things get in the way. And so I'm very excited about the possibility of offering an additional avenue to help our people with success, because we have the products, and the products are needed, and we have the industry, and the market and the opportunity are there. And if the desire and willingness to learn and grow and work are there, I think more of our people are going to succeed as we go forward from here. I really believe that, and You're not going to believe this. I just got a text from KJ while we were talking.
She knows you're talking about her, huh? She's
her ears are burning. Can you believe that?
Her ears are burning. Well, she's a great choice because, you know, she has that background and she's got a real heart for the distributor, and I think that she'll be a great person. She also has a great sense of humor and a very sharp mind. So I think you two are going to be a brilliant team, and we really look forward to the unveiling. Okay, it's always exciting to say what's coming next. So that's exciting, and I guess we'll hear about it in the next 2 weeks or so. But
for the
really,
conference.
At conference as well, and we want to invite everybody to our conference in Anaheim, which will be, I think, April 20th through the 24th or so. Reserve those days, and it'll be a great place for a lot of good news. But, you know, I think as we have looked at the years and look at the future, it's that desire and drive that everyone has, both in the field and at corporate, to always stretch and grow and be better and better in every direction. You know, I love the things we keep learning about our product. This profession is one that I couldn't be more proud to be part of and represent. I think that we are also the cutting edge of how people will provide for their financial security and their family and their future, and then to be able to, you know, offer things that help people integrate that in a way that really enhances their experiences is a wonderful thing. So I thank you so much for your time tonight. I'll share with everybody on the line, John's been flying all day, from what I hear, and that has not been an easy task, and I know when I've been flying all day, I'm exhausted. So I know that you're you know, I really appreciate your time and your effort tonight after a long day already.
My pleasure, Cheryl. As always, it's great to be with you and to participate in your good work and your faithful effort on these Monday night calls.
Well, we love you for it. Thank you so much, John, and thank you to everybody on the line. It's been great, and it's great to know all of you and to work with all of you, and look forward to seeing you all in Anaheim.